Hello everyone, welcome to our new video. In this video, we are going to discuss about how we can take input in Java by using the scanner class. Well, the scanner class is a latest development in Java which allows the user to read the values of various types. The scanner class is defined within the package named java.util. The scanner class is available in the system package java.util. We have to just import the java.util package to perform different tasks that are available inside in the scanner class. The process of importing the package is shown here. We have to write this statement import java.util.scanner to import the scanner class. Now, after importing the java.util package, we have the facility to avail the scanner class, and by creating the object of the scanner class, we can access different methods that are available inside in the scanner class. Now the syntax for creating the object of a scanner class is given here also. This is the syntax. So first we have to write the name scanner. This is the name of the class. S should be in capital letter. Then the object name, you can give any object name. I have given here SC as the object of the scanner class, then equals to, then the new, as we know that this new operator dynamically allocates the memory for the object. Then again we have to write the name of the class scanner, and within the parenthesis we have to write system.in. So by this we can create the object of the scanner class that accumulates entered from the keyboard in terms of token. Now here we have to remember the word token. A token is the data that comprises a set of characters or a digit that are separated by delimiters. Now some delimiters which can be used as token as separator, commas, full stop, semicolon, white space, etc. Scanner class uses white space as the default token separator. So when we are entering multiple values, we can separate them by giving the white spaces. It is the default token accepted by the scanner. Now after creating the object of the scanner class, we can accept the input from the user, as scanner class provide multiple functions or methods. So now after creating the scanner class, we are going to read how we can accept different type of values. As we know that in Java we are dealing with multiple data types, integer, float, different primitive data values are there. So we can give different data, user can give different data, and according to the variations of data, since different types of data are available, so scanner class provide different methods to accept different data values. So we are going to read these different methods, the purpose, the working mechanism of different methods. So first we are starting with the function named next. All these functions that are available inside in the scanner class, we are going to read this scanner class. First we have to create the object of the scanner class. Afterwards, creating the objects, we can use this method, and to use this method we have to definitely create the object, because we can use the method of the scanner class by only creating the object of the particular class. So the first method is nextInt. This method receives the next token from the scanner object as an integer data. So when the user wants to insert, when the user wants to give any integer value as input, then definitely we will use this function next int. Here I should be in capital letter. In this function next int, I is in capital letter, As we know that Java is a case sensitive language, so some letters are in capital letters, some are in small letters. So we have to use at in this format, whatever it is given. So the syntax of using this method is that int, this is the data type, then the variable name, then equals to, then the scanner object that we have to write, and then the next method, the next int, this is the method name. So we have to remember this syntax. So one example is given here. First we have to create the object of the scanner class. This is we have done scanner sc equals to new scanner system dot in within parentheses that we have to write. We have declared an integer variable int a, and in the next line we are accepting the value a equals to sc dot next in. See the object name that we have used, sc is the object name, then a dot, then a dot operator that we have to use. After dot, we are using the function next int because we are accepting the integer value from the user, and the variable a will store an integer value through the object, the sc object, through the object that has been accepted from the user. The value that has been accepted from the object through user will be stored in the variable a. Since we are using the integer value, and since we are accepting integer value, we are using the method named next int. Let's move on to our next method. Suppose we are dealing with a floating value. So the floating data type, it's the real data that we are dealing with. So when we are dealing with the real, then next in method will not work. In that case, we will use next float. The function is next float. Here again, f is in capital letter. Now the syntax is that first we have to create the data type, the float, then the variable name, then equals to, then the name of the scanner object, then dot, then the function that we have to use next float. This function, it receives the next token from the scanner object, which can be expressed as a floating type value and stored into a floating type variable. So for the example, as we see that first again we have to create the scanner object. See, for accepting different values, not only that, suppose in one program we are accepting different values and we have to create multiple times the scanner object. This is not done when we are using the, when we are accepting multiple values in a single program. Once we have to create the scanner object. So but every time when we are accepting in our different program, when we are accepting different types of values, or in every program when we need to accept different values from the user, we must have to create the scanner object, otherwise we cannot accept the value. So scanner sc equals to new scanner system dot in, this we have created the object. Then float f, this is the f is the variable that we have created to accept only floating values, and since the user will give only float values, the real numbers, then we have declared here the function next float. This function will accept any real values from the user and it will stored in the variable if. We have another function that also deals with the real values, that is next double. It accepts the real numbers from the user, same like float, but the range is bigger than the float here. Double data type, as we know that the double data type has the wider range as compared to float data type. So it accepts the double value from the user and stored in a double data type variable. So here the function is next double, d is in capital letter that we have to write. The function is next double. See, we have used d equals to sc dot next double. So every time we are using this function next int, next float, next double, we have to use the object of the scanner class so that we can invoke these functions. This function will accept any double data value from the user and stored in a variable, that is the double data type variable. So we have dealt with different numbers, we have dealt with integer numbers, we have dealt with double numbers, mean real numbers, fractional part, non-fractional part done. Suppose when we are dealing with string values, we input the name or any set of characters from the user. Then the method that is available is the next method. So this next method, it accepts the next token from the scanner object as a string. Well, string is nothing but a set of characters. A set of characters can be accepted from the user. That is nothing but a string. So for this, we have to create a variable of string data type. See, we are using this syntax: string variable name equals to scanner object dot next method. This we have to use. Here we have created a variable name str data type string, and this function sc dot next function will accept the string value from the user. See, when we are dealing with a set of characters, we wanted to input a string value like our name, it's a string value. So in that case, we deal with the function next. This will accept the string value from the user and stores in the variable named str. There exists another method, that is next line L is in capital letter, that again accept the string value, but the main difference between next and next line is that the application of the next method is to accept only a single string from the scanner object. Suppose if we are inserting multiple strings separated by white space, then only the first word, suppose we are entering a sentence that is by white spaces, then only the first word will be accepted as a string. If we are using the next method, we want to take input a whole sentence, we want to take input a line of text as input, that must be given by the user. So in that case, next method won't work, it is not applied. That we are using next line. So when we want to enter a line of text as an input, then we will use the function next line. It takes a line of text, a sentence, as an input from the user. So it takes a line of text until we hit enter button from the keyboard. And again, since it is also a string, so we need a variable of string data type. We need a variable of string data type to store this value. So this we have created again a string variable string str, and this str will store a line of text scanner object, since we are using the next line method. So that is different from the next method. The next accept a word from the user as input, only a word. Even if we give a line of text as input, it only accepts a single word. After white space, it discards all the characters. And the next line method is accepts a whole line as an input from the user. Now we have deal with the string data type. What happens if we want to insert a single character from the user, a single letter? We have another method next dot char at 0. Now Java does not have a specific function to accept a character through the scanner class. The next function actually it accepts a string. The next function, as we have learned that the next function it accepts a string from the user. Now the char at 0, this is 0, char at 0, a is in capital letter. This function extracted as character, the first occurrence of the character in a whole word. So if we are giving the word as an input, The next function accept the word as an input, and the char add 0. This function extract the first letter of the word. So if we want to extract, if we want to input a single character from the user, then we will use this method next dot char add 0. This character, a single letter from the user through the scanner object. So these are the different methods that we will use to take input from the user. If we are using the scanner class, then we will use any one of this method. If it's an integer, then we will use the nextInt method. If it's a float or double type, we have different methods, next float, next double. If we are using the string, then we can use next or next line method. If we are using the character to take input from the user, we can use next.char at 0. So these are different functions are available inside in the scanner class, and whenever we are using the scanner class, we must use the import keyword import java.util.start. This package we have to write. We can write import java.util.scanner, or simply we can write import java.util.start at the beginning of the program, and then we have to create the scanner object inside in the class to access this method. So this is all about scanner class. Thanks for watching the video. If you like the video, then hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and hit the notification bell icon for regular updates, and share this video with others.